very warm welcome to this official press conference with Team Croatia ahead of their game against tomorrow at 6 o'clock in Khalifa Stadium. I'd like to give a welcome to Croatian coach ZLATKO DALIĆ, to my left, to his left, KOVACIC, and to the very left, Team Media Officer Tomislav Pacak. Please turn the phones to silent, and very important, please disable mobile hotspots because it does cause disturbance, so please disable the mobile hotspots. Note that we have simultaneous interpretation today into English, Arabic, French and Croatian. And I will note, photographers, I'll ask you to leave please after about 5 minutes, but I'll give you due warning before that happens. So we'll open the floor to questions. Please say your name and your organisation, please. Gentleman there first.
Hi, Mr. Dalic, Ángel Lara for Marca Spain. My question is about Luka Modric. It's not very original. Do you think we'll be with you in Euro 2024? Thank you.
Dobar dan, lijepi pozdrav svima. Ja se nadam da će on biti s nama.
I hope that he will be with us, and I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's quite certain that he will be, but Luka Modric will decide personally as well how he feels, and knowing how he feels about football and the national team, I'm pretty sure that he will be, but of course this is his decision only.
Thank you. Gentleman behind, please.
Pozdrav izborniče, pozdrav Mateo, Saša Lugonjić, Nova TV. Pitanje...
Good afternoon, head coach. A question for the head coach. The Moroccan head coach, following the match with France, mentioned the players, and he asked if this is going to be a friendly match or an actual match. And it's important again to say that the FIFA rankings are also major here. Do you think that the Moroccans are actually on the wrong side in terms of this match? And we saw on social networks a lot that they're quite eager or not about this match. And did you actually succeed to overcome the pain after the defeat and focus more on the upcoming match, which is possibly for a third place or again to achieve the second success that you already achieved? Well, for us, this is a major finals, a major match, a fight for a medal, and we have a lot of respect for the Moroccan team who achieved a lot at this tournament and who are a true surprise. And I think they are of the same mindset. It is a huge match for them as well, that they are coming up with a major lineup. And we are not thinking about what the rival is saying because we are well aware that they are fighting for the same place, and if for both it's a huge match and a major match. And looking at the situation of the semifinals, I think we've done the maximum, and this is a major tournament of small nations and small national teams. Good afternoon, all. First, I'd like to say that what we did so far to come among the 4 teams in the world is a major thing to do, and we have shown that we belong there. And of course, that we were sad, because when you reach the semifinals, of course you want to go to the finals as well. And you want to be there, but unfortunately, this was not the case this time. And the focus is now on this match, the upcoming one. And for us, as the head coach said, a huge, major match that we're going to be playing, and we'll do our best to bring the bronze medal home.
Just 1 second, please. Okay, go ahead. Lady in the third row.
Good afternoon. I'm Malin from NRK Norway. I have a question for both of you. So Croatia won the bronze medal in 1998. What did that mean to the nation, and what would a bronze medal mean to you today?
Pa 98. to je bila prva medalja.
Well, in 1998, it was the first medal for Croatia, for the Croatian national team, a major thing that was achieved at a time, and also recognition for Croatia that only just reached its independence and the world got to know Croatia. It was the beginning of a very shiny football achievements. And this was just the beginning. And now it's a different thing. We have done the same with the silver medal, and we reached even greater achievements and results. But of course, this World Cup means a lot to us, and we would like our people to be proud of us and with the bronze medal that we might obtain. And the one in 1998 was the more important one because it was the first one for our country. But again, God willing, we will achieve the same tomorrow. And I hope to repeat the achievements that we achieved 4 years ago or even earlier is important. And we'd like to go back home to be at the third position. And it's a major thing for us, and especially for Croatia, given that we are a small country in that segment, but we achieve a lot. Well, I think the head coach pretty much said it all. 1998, we remember it, how important it was for Croatia and how proud we were of Croatia at the time. And those of us who played for the national team only hope that one day be in the same situation to be in the semifinals fighting for the medal. And this is again in 4 years' time a second opportunity to go back home with a medal, and I think it's a huge thing for all. And as I said earlier, we'll do our best to achieve it.
Thank you. Photographers, last question with photographers. Last question with photographers. Gentleman there, please.
Hvala. Dobar dan, izborniče, dobar dan, Mateo.
Good afternoon, head coach. Good afternoon, Mateo. Croatian Radio. Zlatko, you said 2 days ago that only those who are 100% ready to play will be playing, and those who are not will not take part in this match. So what is the balance of Juranovic, Brozovic as well? This is what we are most interested to know. And Mateo, what sort of a match are you expecting in terms of the fact that we open the World Cup with a match against Morocco, and so it's survival that you already got to know, and now we're in a situation that this for them is history, so not only a result. And as a colleague said, now they are giving it a different perspective. This is a 7th match in less than a month, quite a lot, I would say, and a lot of extra time, and we're tired, we're a little bit, exhausted and drained. Yeah, we have certain consequences that we are faced with regarding the injuries, Guardiol, Juranovic, Brozovic, and we'll see what will happen during the day. And something always happens that we did not expect, so we have to be cautious. And I said that I would really want the players to be fair towards me and themselves as well, and toward the national team, and to report all of their injuries and the status of their physical status. And those who can do 100% should be on the pitch. And everybody wants to play because it's the last match for the bronze medal, and everybody wants to be part of this match. But we'll have to consider very carefully not to have a situation where certain players who are not 100% fit to be on the pitch and that we would have to substitute. And I wouldn't want to start a match with a couple of players who would have certain problems and then have to react. And it would be very difficult. And this is why I said we really need to be fair towards one another. And if somebody is not 100% fit, I know this is very difficult to admit to oneself, but we need to do it, and we'll talk about this more today and tomorrow morning as well. And in the afternoon, decide who will be in the lineup. We knew before the World Cup that Morocco will be a very serious rival to face and the true players to be faced with. And this is the case that now that we're fighting for a 3rd place, we are faced with a very difficult match. And because they are the people who will do their best, and this was quite obvious throughout the whole tournament, and they have a lot of talent in their team. It's going to be a difficult match, but we know them well, and I'm sure that we will analyze all of this well and perform the best we can.
Quick pause while the photographers leave. I'll carry on with the lady there. Thank you. Thank you very much, photographers.
Poštovanje, lijep pozdrav, Maja Oštrofliser, televizija.
Maya from radio television, a question for the head coach and Matteo. So a lot has been said and written about the fact that this is a huge fact that a referee from Qatar will be the one at the match tomorrow. So we are faced with the fight for the third position, and we have this celebration that is going to be organized in Croatia. So what is going to be the feeling coming back home and being very proud of what we have achieved so far? Well, to be honest, I think that FIFA has now taken on a huge risk on itself. I'm not underestimating anyone, but I hope that after the match, I hope that we will not be talking about the referee after the match. First, our focus is on the match tomorrow, and then we'll start thinking about the celebrations back home. I'm sure that people are very proud of us, and we want to do this for them to come back to Zagreb with the bronze medal. But we need to prepare well today and tomorrow and play the good match and then come back home.
Gentleman at the front, please.
I have a question in Arabic.
Karim Abdel
Mohsen, I am an Egyptian journalist, Quora.com. Matteo, most of your players in Croatia are very distinguished. You, Modric, others. You are also going to face Sofiane Amrabat, Azedine Nouah on the pitch, on the field of play tomorrow, who are also very distinguished. How do you feel about that? Thank you.
I believe he has demonstrated that he is a great player. We knew this from before, and the Moroccan players have had an exquisite performance. They have great, phenomenal players. Also, Hakim Ziyech is really a great player. And let me not list the others. They have really been great in this World Cup.
Thank you. On the right, please.
Good afternoon to all. Croatian television head coach. Many people have drawn comparisons between our team and the Moroccan team, and before the World Cup even, people claim that the teams are kind of outsiders in this World Cup and that we have team spirit, unity, and we are feisty as well as they are feisty. How do you think that will reflect itself on them changing their name, their game? Will they change their game, their recognizable game and system according to which they play in this World Cup? And for Matteo, if we draw comparisons between this World Cup and 2018 World Cup, in this World Cup you have been really a leader, you have been more distinguished, you have been one of the main midfielders. What's your role in this World Cup? Answer. Morocco resembles us from 4.5 years ago. No one expected Morocco to go that far. They have proven to be of high quality, of team spirit and of unity. They have great support from their fans and they have deserved to be where they are. They only matured and developed and they went to a high level with each game. And I believe there will be a more challenging opponent tomorrow than in the first match of this World Cup. They have grown into a team who is self-confident, full of energy and motivated. And they know that for them, as well as for us tomorrow, this is a great finals. And I really respect them. I congratulate them on what they have achieved. They have team spirit, I reiterate. They fear no one. So they will be a challenging opponent tomorrow. It will be a difficult match, much more difficult than the first one. Yes, in 2018, I had a different role, and I learned a lot in 2018. I was honored to look at Rakitic, Luka Modric, Mandzukic, and I could see their prism, their perspective, how they prepare to fight in the World Cup. And 4 years ago, I just thought what it would feel like to be like them, to defend the colors of my country. And I believe that for this I was prepared. It was quite an honor learning from them. I would like to express my gratitude to them. They taught me how to fight, how to defend the colors of our country.
Thank you. Gentleman here and then at the front.
Dobar dan, Krešimir Gotlin, Hrvatski radio.
Krešimir Gotlin from the Croatian radio and Croatian television. A question for the head coach. This World Cup is approaching its end. Morocco has been for us and for you a pleasant surprise in the World Cup. Is there a national team of which you expected more to achieve in the World Cup? And Matteo, on the next World Cup there will be 48 and not 32 teams. How do you see that change? It would mean that almost everyone would come to the World Cup. Answer. Yes, Morocco is definitely the most pleasant and the biggest surprise of this World Cup. And when speaking of national teams, which could have done better, it's like Spain, Germany, England, Italy did not even participate. So these are all great teams. They have not reached the final or the semi-finals, so they could have done more, I suppose. And there are many other teams which expected to be here and are yet not here. So this is a specific World Cup. The third place playoff is played by national teams who were not the favorites, or of which it was not expected. I would not like to comment on what will happen in 4 years' time and what will the World Cup look like. Tomorrow's match is of paramount importance for us. That's where we have our focus, and we'll spare no effort for the bronze medal to come home in Croatia.
Eric from Radio Africa. What's your take on all the African teams have played this World Cup? And we had a word with your teammate Hakim Ziyech before the World Cup. During the World Cup, we played them obviously. Now we play them again tomorrow.
And what did you say? What do I think about?
Of the African team's performance at the World Cup this year.
Pa mislim da afričke ekipe uvijek su teške za igrat protiv I uvijek.
I do believe that they're always a difficult opponent. They're always difficult opponents, and the African teams have proven to play great football. I'm very glad, particularly for Morocco, for making it this far. They have proven to be a great team. I have been in contact with Ziyech before this World Cup and afterwards. And all of the others expected Ziyech and me to come back home first. And here we are, almost in the end. We are here almost to the end of the World Cup. And both of us are very proud of what our national teams have achieved.
Okay, go ahead. Second.
Hello, James Robson, Associated Press. A question for both of you, please. Do you think that Croatia and probably most teams at this World Cup have benefited from it being a winter tournament? But also, how do you think that will affect players for the rest of the year, the rest of the season after this World Cup?
Kad pogledamo ovo svjetsko prvenstvo, možda su najveći benefiti.
We look at this World Cup. The greatest benefit was drawn by smaller national teams because their players came in mid-season in an optimal form. They were fit and prepared. So when it comes to that aspect of the timing, all national teams have benefited from the timing, specifically the smaller national teams. Their players came back ready and prepared. And what will happen next? Their clubs might have some problems, specifically of the players who played until the end, almost the end. For 25 days we've been here in Morocco as well. So it will be a problem for the club football, for the teams, for the clubs whose players stayed until the end, almost until the end. But it was a benefit for all of us from the point of view of the World Cup. Yes, I do agree with the head coach. Several of our players were injured prior to the World Cup and afterwards, and that actually prevented some of them from participating in the World Cup, and it will have also similar effects in the club matches. We are exhausted. Many of us will be exhausted when we come back to our clubs, but this is football. This is what we love doing. We will rest a bit, and of course we'll have to focus on the next 6 months in our clubs.
A long time there in the front row. So off you go. Yeah. Yes, please go ahead.
My question is in Arabic. My question is in Arabic and goes to Mr. Dalic. Back then, I asked you after your first fixture against Morocco, I asked you about your performance, if you were happy with your performance, and if this performance were to be compared with your performance back then in 2018. Now that you have reached the golden box successively for the second time, what are you planning for? What are your future plans for you, for your team, and for the Croatian football?
To je bila prva utakmica i nama i njima jedna nepoznanica i
For both teams, this was the first game was the first match was an initial match, so the beginning is important for us, and for Morocco it was important not to lose, not to be defeated, and it was played at 1 p.m. and for us and for them this was not convenient. For us definitely it was not convenient. I can reassure you, tomorrow we'll have a different match. When it comes to our plans and our ambitions, my overall sharp focus is on tomorrow's match, on tomorrow's fixture, on the third place playoff. We want to make our best efforts, employ our best efforts. We are among the 4 best teams in the world. We have repeated this success in 2 consecutive World Cups, and we want to achieve more, and we will do our best to achieve that. Afterwards, we have the Euro, the League of Nations. We have many challenges, new fixtures and matches in the different tournaments. And what I believe we have to have in our focus is tomorrow's match, primarily.
Mohammed Aloni from Egypt. My question is to Mr. Dalic. It goes without saying that your squad, when it played against Argentina and 2018 against France, that these matches were huge matches. So how do you expect the final between Argentina and France to be?
Both
national teams are of high quality. They have different styles of play. France, for the second time in a row, is in the final, and they're very dangerous when it comes to the attacking players, to the forwards. And sometimes when they have no possession or no control over the ball, they have Mbappe. He's a great player. At any point in time, he can domineer the scene, and then Argentina has Messi. If you want the gold medal, you have to have one Messi or a Messi-like player in your squad, in your team. So it will be quite uncertain of a game. I'm certain we'll see high-quality football, and both teams will try to achieve results. I do not dare make any predictions. We'll keep our focus on our playoff and let the better team win.
I have a question. My name is Fernando Valeca de Barros. I am a freelancer from o estado de São Paulo, from Brazil. I have a question for both. This World Cup means the end of the tiki-taka style. It means possession is not so important that used to be before. Now, what do you think that is more decisive on football? Is counter-attack? Is the era of counter-attack? And my second question is, tomorrow will be probably the last game for a brilliant generation of Croatian players. How is the renewal of this team of Croatia for the next competitions? Thank you very much.
I believe you are right that the tiki-taka style is in the history. Spain had 900 touches against Morocco and yet did not win. The French, for 2 World Cups in a row, are playing a different game. And I agree with you that the speed, the transition, the counter-attack, the breaking the game open, those would be the crucial aspects of the game. A compact, solid block, and abrupt, fast opening, and fast players. The players are fast, even in this World Cup, but it will be something which is in the focus of the play in the future. When it comes to our players, we always have young players, new players coming in, talented players. This might be the last World Cup for the golden generation. Now we have 8 of those players who participated in the previous World Cup, and we have 18 new players who were not in the previous World Cup. So we can already speak of the new Croatian team. And yet young players keep coming up, and for the Euro qualifications we'll prepare with a good team for the Euro 2024 and the World Cup 2026. We have continuity in football excellence. We have to keep it up. And what we have achieved so far, we must not ruin, we must follow up. New players will continue to come, but it's also important for some of the old players to remain for a while, because that's the way how you shape new players. As Matteo said, he learned from Luka Modric, from Rakitic, from Mandzukic, and the new players will learn from Matteo. The new players coming in, will learn from Matteo. It's very difficult for me to answer your first question. I like the tiki-taka style of football. Is this a concept which belongs in history? It's difficult for me to say. It has proven that the compact approach and the counter-attack are very important in football. This is what brings trophies home. Each match and each World Cup is different in its own right, so it's very difficult for me to say. The tiki-taka has not died out, that's for sure, but the compact approach and the counter-attack are the new trends. I do agree with that. They will decide matches. It's also very difficult to answer your second question when it comes to the change of generations in our team. The older players have shown how much they mean to us, and I hope they'll remain with us as much as possible. And as the head coach said, we young ones, or maybe I'm not so young, but the even younger ones will learn from the older ones while they're still here. I really believe they're learning from us, and that one day a shift will happen, a change will happen.
Gentleman here, then there, and then the lady. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dalic. I'm Mehdi Faram, freelance reporter of Iran. My question about Morocco. Morocco is for the first time is a semi-final of World Cup, and they have a high motivation for to get the bronze medal. And it's very important to get the first place and bronze medal. What's your plan for this match?
You're right. They are really motivated, and they can say that it's not that important for them, but I know it's important. Of course, it's important for them. It's normal for them to care and to want that bronze medal and to continue playing well in the World Cup. We have to be smart, we have to be sage. We have to concentrate on our own game and our own style. We must have more vertical passes. We have to take care. We have to be very protective, and we have to take care of the Hakimi and Ziyech. So in their fast counter attacks, they're compact, they're in their block, they are very difficult to break. For their block to break, they conceded only 2 goals now in this World Cup. We have to be very patient, and we have to wait for us during this match. Croatia must also play a better game than what we played in previous matches.
a question for Mr. Dalic. Mr. Dalic, you spoke earlier about younger players coming through with the Nations League and other big competitions coming up. One such player for the future could be Josip Stanisic. I wonder if tomorrow could represent a good opportunity to give him his chance, and if so, have you spoken about the possibility that he might be in direct opposition to Noussair Mazraoui, who happens to be his teammate at Bayern? Thank you.
Pa oni su dva suigrača I svaki dan su zajedno na treningu, svaki dan igraju jedan protiv druga.
Yes, they are playing in the club together, they know each other, in every day together, and Josip Stanisic is our future. He has had several remarkable performances for our team. Josip Stanisic is our future, a player of Bayern München, and that's a great thing. He is not playing a lot in the club, but he attends daily trainings with those players, and his quality is improved by each passing day. And yes, he'll be playing with Mazraoui tomorrow. Might be playing with Mazraoui tomorrow, and I really hope both will play a high-quality game. Mazraoui maybe has great experience and has played more than Stanisic, and I heard that he also had his own share of problems, and we will see yet, but there are realistic chances of us including Stanisic in the lineup tomorrow.
Over here, Salah from Tencent. Question for Matteo. Moroccan fans have been so impressive this tournament. They chant every game and make pretty much every stadium their home ground. I'm sure the Croatian team probably felt it in the group stage. How much of an impact do you think fans have on the team's performance, and do you think it could be a disadvantage for Croatia tomorrow?
Pa je, navijači su bili fenomenalni I to su I Marokanci igrači.
Yes, the Moroccan players were really a great motivation and supporters of their team, because the Moroccan team deserved such support. We also have our own fans tomorrow, you know. Our fans are also always with us. I really hope tomorrow is going to be another such day when we will get the bronze medal together with them. I would not agree with the Moroccan fans giving advantage to their team. Our fans are also very vocal, you know, very ardent.
Thank you for coming, and just a reminder, the training will be at 6 o'clock at